Why are you guys touching our property?
You were asked to take it down.
Who are you touching our flags? You have no right to do this.
You were directed to take it down.
Why
the Dean's office has requested.
To take flags down?
I feel you're targeting us. Why? Absolutely not. I have every right to record, and you know that. This is America. We have the First Amendment right of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. I don't know why you're taking my flags down.
We really don't have the freedom of speech anymore or the freedom of expression unless you belong to a certain group of people. Last Thursday on the campus of Trinity College in Connecticut, students Finn McCole and Lucas Turco, who share a dorm room, apparently were walking towards their dorm and they saw a woman on a stepladder removing the flags they had hanging outside their window. Both of them that were American flags. One had a symbol of "Don't Tread on Me" on it. The other had a thin blue line and a thin red line for police and firefighters. They asked the woman what she was doing, and she was told that the school or campus told her to remove them.
Why are you guys touching our property?
You were asked to take it down.
Who are you touching our flags? You have no right to do this.
You were directed to take it down.
Why
the Dean's office has requested.
To take flags down?
I feel you're targeting us. Why? Absolutely not. I have every right to record, and you know that. This is America. We have the First Amendment right of freedom of speech, freedom of expression. I don't know why you're taking my flags down.
Tell the dean. Call the dean. I want to speak to
You were told you can go down and see the dean, so you can go ahead and do that.
You're not going to tell anybody else anything. I told you, once you tell everyone else to remove it, then we'll consider it. But, why do you target us specifically?
Sir, you support this?
Specifically.
This is you guys are targeting our property. I don't know why you're doing this.
The other flags
Please back up.
No, why are you touching my flags? Did you pay for these flags?
You were asked to take them down.
Don't touch my flags.
You were
You're going to pay for them? You're going to pay for them?
To take them down. And you were told that they would be taken down.
Are you guys telling me to go on to the other people next?
So you're going to take down the other flags?
Everyone's being asked to take them down.
So they're being asked, but our flags are being ripped off. Right? They're being asked, but our flags are being ripped off.
Why are we forced?
You think that's right? That's right?
You can go speak with the deans. You're getting that?
I don't know who you are. For all I know, you're a stranger, and you're ripping my flags off. So what about that flag right there? Why don't you guys take that one first?
I'm waiting to hear directors from our deans. A message is going to be going out.
What do you mean you're waiting to hear from our dean? You just took our flags down.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'll take my flags. Thank
They're
you
going to go
very
to the
much.
dean's office.
I'll take my
Do
flags.
not touch me.
I bought these. You're not taking my property. This is stealing. That's
It is not.
stealing.
The college
I
has the
paid
right
for this.
to remove items.
No, the college does not have the right to take my flags. Okay, this is mine.
So as you see, basically, she didn't tell him who she was. All she said was she was told to remove them. And she told them, "You can't film. You can't film me." And the kid said, you heard him, "Of course I can film. It's my right under the First Amendment." And then she started ignoring him, continuing to take the flags down to the point where they kept saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" She tells someone with her to call campus safety. Why would she feel threatened and need campus safety? These students weren't being aggressive. They weren't being vulgar. They were simply asking a question: why are you touching our property? And then when she takes them down, she was going to walk away with them. And the kid grabbed him and said, "You're not taking our property. That's stealing." She was going to bring him to the dean's office. Well, apparently this dean, the dean of student life, Dr. Judy Goodman, was behind this, as far as I can tell from the article I read. They went to the dean and asked questions. The dean told the students that other students on the campus were offended by these flags, so they had to be removed. The two students who had the flags removed told the school, "We never received any prior request from anyone on this campus to remove these flags. Zero request." But this past Monday, a campus-wide email went out telling the students about the Code of Conduct handbook and what can and can't be outside a dorm room or whatever. That's okay. But who is this person that the dean sent there to remove property? How about contacting the students and ask them to remove them? And they probably would have. But again, they're violating their First Amendment rights of free speech and free expression. They were doing nothing wrong but hanging flags, American flags. We are in America, yes? But that's not the best part. The best part is this little clip right here.
This transgender flag was allowed to stay hanging out a window, and this pride flag was allowed to stay hanging out a window after the American flags were removed.
So days after this incident, the transgender flag and the pride flag were still hanging on windows, were allowed to be hanging on windows. Now, as of today, I don't know if they were removed, but no one was sent to remove those flags because they're a transgender flag and a pride flag. But the American flags were offending other students, so they had to come down because God forbid you offend someone for flying the colors of the United States of America, the country these students live in and go to school in. They're offended by it. In my opinion, if you're that offended by an American flag or a flag that supports police officers and firefighters, you don't belong in the United States of America. Go to a third world country where there's lawlessness. You can do anything you want. You'll never get in trouble. You'll never get offended because it's nothing but a free-for-all. This campus, apparently, like I said, supports LGBTQ rights, which is fine. But because someone else was offended because of the American flags, that still doesn't give them the right to rip their flags off the window without asking them to do it. This is a violation of our free speech. These kids pay to go to school there like the rest of the students on that campus. So why were the other two flags allowed to remain, but the American flags had to come down because they were offensive? This is the United States we live in. This is what the Biden administration supports. LGBTQ have more rights than you, me, and millions of other Americans in this country. Like them or not, they're not going anywhere because God forbid you express an indifference towards this group of people, you will be automatically labeled an extremist, violent, and you'll be the problem. So these two students, McCall and Turco, were apparently a problem on that campus because they were proud to be Americans. They were proud to support law enforcement and firefighters. But I'm sure the LGBTQ group on that campus didn't like it. So again, they have more rights than you and I. Kamala Harris gave a speech not long ago, and this is what she said about the LGBTQ.
Today, the rights, the freedoms, and the very existence of the LGBTQ plus people are under assault. I have seen how hate deprives people of their most fundamental freedoms.
This is coming from the so-called Vice President of the United States. The rights and freedoms of the LGBTQ are under assault. They are deprived of their rights. I'm sorry. So we're not, the students on the campus of Trinity College, deprived of their rights by hanging flags that represent the United States of America? This is what I talk about all the time, and that's why I talk about it so much. These people, this LGBTQ plus, and every day they add another letter or number, They have more rights than anybody else. These are the people that this administration supports. And I'll say it for the 15th millionth time. I don't give a shit what these people do, what they want to do, what gender they think they are. But why should they have more rights than anybody else? Because you're seeing it every single day. We saw it in Vermont with those high school girls were told they couldn't use their locker room because the transgender female was in there. They were uncomfortable. The girls had to leave, so the boy who thinks he's a girl can stay in the locker room. This is the United States of America we live in, and if these people continue to remain in office, it's only going to get worse, and it's never going to end. We don't have rights. Kamala Harris just told us the rights of the LGBTQ are under assault and they are deprived of their basic freedoms. I think we are deprived of our freedoms because we have an opinion on certain things and the rest of the people don't like it. The LGBTQ doesn't like it. We can't say you can't be a girl if you're a boy, or you can't be a boy if you're a girl, because if you do, again, you're an extremist and you're violent. These people need to be removed from office. At the end of this so-called presidency, all you can do is hope and pray that they don't run for re-election, and God forbid if they do, if they ever win again. This country's bad right now. There won't be any more United States of America. It will be a China or a North Korea or a Russia, because that's what they want. They want to give a certain group of people all the freedom they want, all the rights they want. But those of us who want to speak our mind and have opinions on things we don't agree with, we are the bad ones. We don't belong. We want to cause violence. It's all bullshit. They say our democracy is under assault. Are you kidding me? They are the reason our democracy is under assault, because they want to take your rights away from you. They don't want you to own guns. They don't want you to speak your mind. They don't want you to go about your daily business and live your life without them telling you what to do. And if you don't approve of a certain group of people, of a guy with a beard and makeup and heels who thinks he's a woman, if you don't agree with that and applaud him, you're the bad person. I'm not going to applaud it. I'm not going to celebrate it. I don't care. And again, the majority of Americans don't care. These people, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, professionals, medical professionals, think this is nothing more than a mental illness. They're looking for attention, and they're getting it from the United States government. And that's the worst kind of attention, because they're giving them the rights and giving the rest of us eat a shit sandwich and like it, because this is what we're going to do, whether you like it or not. It's wrong, and it needs to stop. You want to hang a transgender flag or a pride flag? Knock yourself out. But the other people should be able to have an American flag outside their door or their window, or a thin blue line flag hanging, or a flag supporting firefighters and EMS hanging, and nobody should be able to have it removed because they're offended by it. I'm sure there was kids on that campus offended by that trans flag and that pride flag, but they didn't complain. You know why? Because they don't give a shit. These people need attention. That's what keeps them going. They want people to harass them. They want people to hate them, because that's when they can say, look, nobody wants us. No one gives a shit. Enough is enough with this shit. We all have rights. The right to say what we think and do what we want. Of course, as long as it's legal. We don't have a right to do illegal shit. We all know that. And being an American and not supporting a cause because they want you to, that's not illegal. It's your right to say, you know what, you do you. I don't have to march in your parade because I really don't care. It doesn't affect my daily life. Wake up. These people are destroying our democracy. They're not saving it. They blame the other party for that. The other party's destroying. They're a threat to our democracy. No, they're not. The party in power right now are the ones who are destroying every American's way of life because they want total control and they want to give this freak show every single thing they're begging for because, after all, they crave it, right? They're attention grabbers. That's what they want. So this administration and all their supporters think, we'll go with these people. They'll vote for us. And we'll let the teachers teach this trash to young kids to get more of them on their team. And it's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Everybody needs to go about their business and not worry about what the other person is doing. Because I'll say it again, and I'm sorry I keep saying it, I don't give a shit, and no one else gives a shit what these people think they can be or not be. Do you, let us do us, and everybody gets along fine. And that's it. And that's my opinion. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell. Share my videos with someone if you will, because this story right here is a disgrace. You can't hang an American flag outside your window. All of a sudden, the code of conduct handbook doesn't allow it. And that could be true, and I'm not saying it's not. But I'm asking them to remove it instead of sending some henchmen from the dean's office to take their property down while you let the other flags keep hanging. It's wrong. Have a great night. I hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you real soon with something else. Take care.